This Pride Month, KOAT is sharing stories from our state's LGBTQ plus communities. And one big issue is the negative mental health impact caused by a lack of support and resources.
This is an unfortunate reality that some New Mexicans are working to change.
It's a typical day at the Agora Crisis Center.
Agora Crisis Line, this is Malaya.
On the other end of the call, someone in need of a listening ear.
Have you been having thoughts of suicide recently?
It's a difficult but potentially life-saving question that the Crisis Center staff asks daily. Volunteers answer the hotline around the clock, trained to help people experiencing day-to-day stress, depression, or crisis.
We offer a listening ear. We build rapport with our callers if they are in a crisis, and there's multiple stages to it. We assess them for suicide and the risk of that, and from there we talk to them. We are able to de-escalate the situation.
Many of their callers identify as LGBTQ+, and according to New Mexico's Human Services Department, so do almost 20% of our state's high schoolers. And according to the Trevor Project, a suicide prevention nonprofit, almost 40% of queer young people seriously considered attempting suicide in just the past year, and 12% actually tried.
Well, I think that the suicide rates in the LGBTQ youth and community in general is higher because of the feeling of isolation, whenever you don't feel like you have a support system, or if you feel like just alone in general. I think people in that community are more at risk to feel that.
Callie Madrone knows this feeling well.
That I did actually try to commit suicide at age 20. I was very depressed through my teen years.
The Taos-based author shares part of her story in this book, The Survival Guide for Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Questioning Teens.
Parts of it are information and background. Parts of it are resources. There's definitely humor woven in there, because I think that is a really essential component of being able to deal with some of the challenging issues.
For young people facing those issues, it can feel almost impossible to believe that things can get better. But Kelly's story is a reminder that life can.
In those moments and at those times in my life, I never could have known that I was going to meet like the most incredible woman and marry her. I never would have known or guessed that I was going to have these two amazing children, or that I would do the things that I would do in my career. In those moments, I was convinced nothing that good could ever happen to me.
And the potential that thousands of New Mexico's youth could feel this way
Agora Crisis Center, this is Daisy.
Makes the work happening inside this office even more crucial.
Hearing from the beginning of the call how they might be in distress or crying, and sometimes you'll even hear a call where by the end of that same conversation they're laughing with our volunteer and telling them how much better they feel.
With each phone call,
I know how difficult it must be to reach out to someone you don't know.
One more young person is reminded that they are not alone.
I'm so glad that we could connect today.
Our state's 988 crisis support line has expanded to include mental health professionals trained to better serve our LGBTQ plus community. Anyone can reach them anytime by calling 988, then pressing 3. You can also text during certain hours.